Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown video, results from last week. I had issues that I had to take care of, so I've done that. Happy birthday! Well, February 10th, Victoria. February 9th, Medusa. February 10th, Tara. Same as Victoria. February 10th, Louis Spicoli, Ken Shamrock. Also had a birthday, and Hernandez. Well, after finishing up with WWE NXT at the live event in San Augustine, Florida on Saturday night, referee Danilo Afibio made his SmackDown debut from Seattle. He's backstage, and show you a picture of that for you. Dark match before SmackDown in Seattle saw Mojo Rawley defeat Kurt Hawkins. On a related note, WWE posted a video package of altercation between the two before SmackDown hit the air. At this link. SmackDown opened up with video package for a non-title main event with Randy Orton versus John Cena, champion at the time. Live from Seattle, Mauro Ranallo, JBL, David the Tongue, and Tom Phillips. Right to the ring, out comes SmackDown General Manager Daniel Bryan to a big home state pop and the Borgasm Yes chant. Fans chant Bryan's name, and he says it's good to be home. Bryan mentions that how he was forced to retire the last time he was here. Bryan says that last year hasn't exactly been easy, but he wants to talk about being grateful. He's grateful for being SmackDown General Manager, for being able to come to Seattle to give fans the best show possible. Fans chant yes again. Bryan is so grateful that soon, very soon, he's going to be a dad. Bryan is interrupted by the music as The Miz makes his way out with Maurice. Fans are booing Miz as he takes the mic. Miz mocks Bryan for having to retire. Miz suggests Bryan become something his talents are suited for. A stay-at-home dad. Miz wonders why Bryan is even here. Miz pokes at him for not being able to wrestle and wonders why he's even in the ring. Bryan says not being able to wrestle never stopped Miz from getting in the ring. Fans do the yes chant again. Miz says Bryan doesn't respect him. Fans chant Bryan's name again. Miz says Bryan can't even wrestle anymore but he can at Elimination Chamber. The Bryan chants shut Miz up for a few seconds. Miz says he has a mic and can be louder than anyone in the crowd. Bryan says Miz just challenged the crowd. The heat continued before another yes chant started out. Music interrupted, and out comes Baron Corbin. Baron then says Miz needs to learn when to shut up. He talked too much on commentary last week, and he won't shut up now. Miz says people listen when he talks. Miz says he and Corbin could help each other at Elimination Chamber, and then let the best man win it at the end. Corbin says, or he could take Miz out right now. That way he doesn't have to hear Miz's mouth when he becomes the WWE champion. Miz asks Bryan is going to let Corbin talk to him like that. Bryan mocks Miz. Music interrupted, and out comes Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose next. Ambrose comes out, cracking jokes on Miz and Corbin. He says Corbin stole the motorcycle sound from his entrance theme. Ambrose hypes the chamber and says some bad decisions will be made inside, but he's walking out with 2 titles, and if they aren't careful, they might not walk out at all. AJ Styles is out next to interrupt. Words continued until Bryan tells everyone to relax. Bryan makes a fatal 4-way that will begin next. Everyone gets ready as we go to commercial. Back for the break. Miz tries to talk Corbin into working with him. Ring empties and comes down to Ambrose and Corbin going at it. Ambrose ducks a clothesline and goes for a crossbody, but Corbin catches him. Ambrose ends up dumping Corbin to the floor on his feet. Ambrose comes in, but Ambrose takes him down with it and unloads. Ambrose sends him out. Styles comes in and goes at it with Ambrose. Next, Ambrose counters a Styles clash. Miz gets knocked off the apron. AJ goes for a phenomenal forearm, but Ambrose drops him over the top rope. Corbin takes Ambrose out on the floor. Corbin with more offense as he brings it back in the ring. Corbin works over Styles and Miz. Ambrose comes in from behind on Corbin. Corbin runs into a ring post. Miz ends up dropping Styles with a DDT for a 2 count. Miz mocks Bryan for hitting the yes kicks on Styles and Ambrose. Fans do the no chance as he kicks. Miz drops Styles, but Ambrose ducks and rolls him up for a 2 count. AJ rolls Ambrose up for a 2 count. Several more pin attempts in a row. Styles, Ambrose, and Miz face off as fans cheer. More back and forth as Corbin and Ambrose go down with a clothesline as we go to commercial. Back for the break, Miz takes Ambrose up for a superplex. AJ climbs up to assist. Corbin comes over for the Tower of Doom. Corbin covers Miz for a 2 count. Corbin covers Styles for a 2 count. Miz but kicks in the corner to Corbin now. Miz hits the corner drop kick on Styles. He goes for another on Corbin, but Corbin catches him in a deep 6 for a 2 count. AJ drops Corbin with a Pele kick. AJ with a forearm to the face for a 2 count. Miz blocks the Styles clash. Miz drops AJ with a running knee for a 2 count. Ambrose comes in with a running clothesline. Ambrose hits the neckbreaker on AJ. AJ hits the running bulldog clothesline combo on AJ and Miz. Ambrose runs the ropes and dives out onto Corbin, sending his back into the announce table. Styles comes off the apron, but Ambrose sends him into the barrier. Ambrose crotches Miz on the barrier. Ambrose sends Corbin into the ring post and brings it back into the ring. Ambrose with a top rope elbow on Corbin for a 2 count as AJ broke up the pinfall. AJ blocked Dirty Deeds and ducked the lunatic lariat. AJ with a moonsault into a reverse DDT on Ambrose, but Miz breaks at the pin. Miz goes for a skull crushing finale, but AJ countered. AJ hit the phenomenal forearm on Miz. Maurice pulled Miz to safety as AJ goes for the pin. Corbin takes advantage of the distraction and hits the end of days on AJ for the win. After the match, Corbin stood tall as we get hyped for the Chamber match on Sunday. Corbin stood tall over AJ as his music hits. Announcers plug the WWE Network still to come. A dual contract signing with Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, and Mickie James. We got a commercial. Back in the break, and Luke Harper is backstage. He says Randy Orton stole his family, and he's a liar. Harper has seen the snake in the grass for too long, but he knows how to fix it. Harper says cutting the head off the Viper is too easy. He wants to hurt Orton. He wants Orton to feel pain. Harper says Orton will be eliminated at Elimination Chamber. We go to Tom Phillips at ringside. He's got Natalya and Nikki by satellite. They're being kept separate because of how heated their feud is. Tom asks if they can become friends after this is over. Nikki says the Natty she knew and loved is dead to her. Natalya says they were never friends and Nikki doesn't have friends. She has followers and an army of people that work with her to make her look good. Natalya says that they will have their work cut out for them after Sunday because there's no amount of makeup to hide what she will do to her at Elimination Chamber. As Natalya goes on, Nikki cuts her off. Nikki says Natalya is becoming the crazy cat lady. She said Natalya used to have respect around here, but she's got bitter now. Natalya fires back and says Nikki will be on the shelf after Sunday with her pregnant sister and will realize that she'll never have her own baby. They go on and until Natalya says John Cena will probably be with her if she wasn't married. Nikki walked off. Still to come. Cena versus Orton and Ziggler versus Cruz. Back to commercial. Well, we get the latter of that one up next. Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews. Back from the break. Out comes Ziggler with Apollo Crews waiting. Back and forth start. Ziggler cranks up for an early super kick, but Crews rolls him up for the quick win. After the match, Ziggler immediately dropped Crews when his music starts to hit. Ziggler goes out of the ring and brings a steel chair back in. Ziggler smacks Crews with a chair while he's down. Ziggler raises the chair again while Kalissa's music hits, and out he comes. Kalissa unloads with Ziggler, goes for the Salida del Sol, but gets crotched on the top rope. Ziggler grabs the chair and smacks Kalissa in the back while he's crotched on the top. Ziggler with another chair shot to Crews, and Ziggler walks out. Still to come segment again. First ever dual contract signing. Otunga leads us to a Black History Month video on Rosa Parks. Back from the break, Daniel Bryan approaches Ziggler backstage. Ziggler says he's leaving and goes on to brag about how he can take Crews and Kalisto on at the same time and beat them. Bryan makes Ziggler versus Crews and Kalisto in a handicap match for Elimination Chamber. We go to the ring and Renee Young is hosting the first ever dual contract signing for Naomi versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James versus Becky Lynch at Elimination Chamber. Mickie and the SmackDown Women's Champion are out first, followed by Becky Lynch and Naomi. Mickie cut Renee off early on to put herself and Bliss over. Mickie says she has more experience experience than anyone in the ring combined. Mickey knocks Renee for doing a journalist cosplay thing and dismisses her from the ring. Mickey talks about how the division was built on her success, accusing Becky of trying to erase her past and take credit for the women's revolution. Mickey says she has waited for 7 long years. That 7 years of rage that's built up inside of her to come back and get the credit she deserves. Mickey says on Sunday she's going to prove she created the women's revolution and proved she created Becky. She says without Mickey James there would be no Becky, and this Sunday it's all going to come to an end. She says the reinvention of Mickey James starts with the destruction of Becky Lynch. Mickey signs her contract and has words with Becky. Becky says no one is trying to erase Mickey's accomplishments. She respected Mickey until she came back and teamed with a troll to steal her title. Becky says Mickey walked away when WWE got too tough for her. Then she came back and expected everyone to make room for her and the big chip on her shoulder. Becky says she keeps walking through when things get tough, and she's going to walk through Mickey on Sunday. She tells Mickey to bring her 7 years of rage because she's bringing a lifetime of fire. Becky says she's going to slap Mickey back into the past. Becky signs a contract. Bliss calls Becky low class and says she needs to respect Mickey. Bliss says the only thing running through Becky's veins is cheap orange hair dye. Bliss says as long as the title is on her shoulder, the division is hers. Bliss signs her contract. Bliss apologizes and says she totally forgot Naomi was even here, but it's okay because she will beat her on Sunday. Naomi says Bliss hasn't forgotten about her like she hasn't forgotten about 2 recent pins. Naomi threatens to snatch Bliss' ball. Naomi says they're just a few months away from WrestleMania 33, which is in her hometown of Orlando, Florida this year. Naomi says there's no way she's going to let anyone take her dream of sliding down the WrestleMania aisle as SmackDown Women's Champion. Naomi tells Bliss she better get ready and signs a contract. Ready to feel the glow? Naomi nails Bliss and the fight breaks out. Becky and Mickey brawl over the table and to the mat. Naomi tosses Bliss to the floor. Becky gets the upper hand on Mickey and puts her on the floor. Naomi runs the ropes and dives onto both of them. Becky and Naomi roll their opponents back in the ring, but they retreat. Naomi's music hits as she stands tall with Becky. Still to come, Cena versus Orton. And we see the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, American Alpha, headed to the ring by the commercial. American Alpha, Breezango, Heath Slater, and Rhino versus the Usos, the Ascension, and the Vaudevillains. Back from the break, out comes SmackDown Tag Team Champions Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, while the other teams wait in the ring. Jimmy Uso starts off with Gable. Uso argues with Aiden English, and he comes in. Gable rolls him up for a close 2 count. Gable goes at it with English. English turns around and chokes Gable on the ropes as the referee warns him. English keeps control but wastes time and shows off. Missing a senton, Gable turns around and tags in Jordan. They unload on English and hit drop kicks. Simon Gotch runs in, but they drop kick him too. Tyler Breeze tags himself in, and the champs have words with him. Vaudevillains drop Alpha from behind. Breezango assists American Alpha, but they have more words as we go to commercial with the fans chanting for Rhino. Back from the break, Usos are double teaming Heath Slater. Victor tags himself in and keeps Slater down. Connor ends up coming in for the double team to run Slater over. English tags himself in, leading to words between the Ascension and the Vaudevillains. Victor shoves English. Slater finally tags in Rhino. He unloads on Victor. Rhino with a big spine buster for a 2 count, and Connor comes in. The big brawl breaks out with all teams getting involved. Usos take out Breezango, but Alpha dumps them to the floor. Vaudevillains take suplexes from Gable and Jordan. They stand tall before Jordan launched Gable out of the ring onto everyone else. Victor comes in with a big uppercut. Rhino prepares for a gore on Victor, but Connor runs in. Rhino hits the gore on Connor. Victor takes advantage of it and gets a pin on Rhino. After the match, Connor and Victor stand tall as their music hits. Announces Plug David Tucker's appearance on Criminal Minds episode on CBS. Still to come, well, that was also last week. Still to come segment, Cena vs. Orton, back commercial. The announcers talk Rock and Roll Express going into Hall of Fame and lead us into a video package for the Elimination Chamber match on Sunday. Cena vs. Orton. We go to the ring, out comes champion Cena for tonight's non-title main event. Greg Hamilton makes the Formal ring introductions. Randy Orton was out next with Bray Wyatt. We go to commercial. Back when bell rings and Wyatt looks on from his rocking chair at ringside. We get dueling chants for Cena before they lock up. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. They lock up and Orton takes Cena down with a headlock. Back and forth early on. Cena goes for an early attitude adjustment, but Orton countered. Orton keeps control and works Cena into the corner. Orton with an uppercut and a big right hand for a 2 count. More dueling chants for Cena. Orton sends Cena out of the ring at Wyatt's feet. Orton follows and nails a big right hand to the face in front of Wyatt. Orton sends Cena into the steel steps, and Wyatt eats it up. Go to commercial. Back from the right, Orton blocks a 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena blocks an RKO. Orton blocks an attitude adjustment and drops Cena for a 2 count. Cena blocks a second rope draping DDT and dumps Orton over the top rope. Cena follows and slams Orton's head into the steel steps. Cena goes for attitude, the double A on the top of the announce table, but Orton counters and slams Cena on top of the table. Orton rolls Cena back in the ring and goes to work. Cena fights back and they trade shots. Cena sends Orton to the mat and hits the 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena grabs Orton for the attitude adjustment and nails it for the close 2 count. Orton comes back, hits the super draping DDT from the corner. Wyatt looks on from his chair and laughs as Orton stands tall as he prepares for the RKO. Cena gets up and Orton hits it, but Cena kicks out at 2. Cena blocks another RKO. Orton counters the attitude adjustment. Orton gets sent into the referee as he goes down. Cena finds the SCF and Orton taps. Knowing there's no referee, Bray hits the ring and unloads on Cena. Double team Cena as the fans boo. Cena blocks Sister Abigail and clotheslines Orton. Wyatt hits Sister Abigail on Cena. Luke Harper runs down and faces off with Bray as fans do the yes chant. Harper levels Bray with discus clothesline. Harper kicks Wyatt out of the ring. Harper turns around and blocks the RKO from Orton. Cena steps in and hits attitude adjustment on Orton as Harper leaves. The referee covers and counts the pinfall. What a match on Cena. After the match, Cena looks on at the other superstar outside the ring. Cena grabs his title and stands tall as we go to replays. SmackDown goes off the air with Cena celebrating as we get more replays for the Elimination Chamber on Sunday. 205 results this week. All important players in the division show up on Monday night to confront the king of the cruiserweights, Neville, during what was supposed to be a one-on-one interview with hotshot journalist Austin Aries. Neville was interrupted by Cedric Alexander, who was interrupted by Noam Dar, who was interrupted by Jack Gallagher, who was interrupted by Tony Nese, who was interrupted by TJ Perkins, whose coronation as top babyface cruiserweight was interrupted by a dab of bad luck. By bad luck, I mean he was just not that over. All 5 of these guys will face off on 205 in a fatal 5-way, with the winner gaining a shot at Neville on his cruiserweight title. After the interruption, the team of Jack Gallagher, TJ Perkins, and Cedric Alexander defeated Neville, Tony Nese, and Noam Dar. Also on the red brand, Tozawa defeated Drew Gulak, where they snapped German suplex in what was the former Raw debut. After the match, Brian Kendrick came out to congratulate the newcomer and confirm for us that, yes, they will be working a program together. Kendrick has cemented himself as the gatekeeper for debutantes the same way Jericho did early last year, which is a good play for his "this is my last shot" brand of character. With that in our mind, let's go to recapping tonight's 205 Live. First, Austin Aries journalist excellence continues to be put over as he breaks the news that Tony Nese has been ruled out due to an injury sustaining during last night's Raw match. In his place will be either Daivari or Mustafa Ali, who will battle for that spot right now. The loser, I'm guessing, will be locked in a room where piped in USA chants will be played until they slowly lose their minds. Enough though, Mustafa is from Chicago and Daivari is from Minnesota. And the winner is placed as the new #1 contendership fatal 5-way later on. Mustafa is fully in charge until he goes for a dive to the outside, which Daivari evades and rams Ali's back into the guardrail. Ali barely beats the 10 count, rolling back into the ring at 9, and is greeted by his opponent's boots. Awkwardly, Mustafa momentarily forgets to react to the fact that he's being kicked. Daivari has a high impact spine buster that is truly one of the best you'll see by a guy under 300 pounds. Mustafa Ali takes over once again. Near finish, DeVere turns Ali inside out with a hammer lock lariat that goes for a pinfall. Morrow exclaims, "Foo, oh wow, oh wow!" Ali ducks a clothesline, hops onto the second turnbuckle, and hops while turning in midair for a tornado DDT. Ali drags DeVere over the corner turnbuckle and delivers his amazing inverted 450 before getting the 1-2-3. Next up, we can get a video package for Grand Metalik, announcing that he will debut next week. Lince Dorado was out to absolutely no reaction from the exhausted audience, saving themselves for the 5-way. Brian Kendrick's music hits and he's holding a microphone. He actually announces himself as literally the gatekeeper of 205 Live. I guess I called that, but certainly didn't expect them to be so transparent about it. Brian Kendrick says he's here to snuff out dreams, not to help them have happen. Alternatively, Kendrick says he sees a lot of potential in Akira Tozawa and offers the newcomer the opportunity to be his protege. So we get Brian Kendrick versus Lince Dorado. Morrow refers to Kendrick as a multi-time WWE Cruiserweight Champion, even though they're pretended through the whole renaissance that the belt has a new lineage. Dorado starts off the match with a multitude of handstands and cartwheels and a bunch of useless flipping that provides him for zero moonsault. Kendrick rolls to the outside. Then Dorado threatens a tope. Dorado also a moonsault. My God, picture perfect. Stop it, Lince. I can only get erect, the reporter said. Back and forth. Action as Lince sends open palm slap to the chest of Kendrick. Kendrick keeps coming, though, attacking relentlessly before being caught with a tilt world backbreaker. It doesn't keep him down long. Kendrick keeps attacking tenaciously, at times with a little too eager, which causes a lot of awkwardness at the timing between the two wrestlers becomes out of sync. Okay, very out of sync. Dorado performed a beautiful springboard stunner, but it's precluded by stutter steps and strikes that clearly whiff. You can put a cherry on top of a turd, but that doesn't make it a sundae. Dorado goes to the top and signals with his fingers that he's about to do some flips. Kendrick gets up and sends a forearm to his face. The heel goes to rip off the mask, but Lince sends him flying to the mat. Dorado gets to the top rope, attempting a shooting star press, but lands on Kendrick's knees. Near fall as Kendrick immediately pins the stunned Lince, who kicks out at 2. The veteran is able to lock in the capture hook, and before Corey Graves can say that Dorado is in trouble, the Golden Links taps. Brian Kendrick defeated Dorado. After the match, Aries is in the ring with another exclusive one-on-one post-match interview with the winner of the match. Aries asked Kendrick, what about Tozawa? And made him change his mind on the new face of 205 Live. Kendrick said that Akira is somebody special and that the two have formed a bond over the past week. Kendrick doesn't know why he's talking for Akira when his new buddy can just come out and talk for himself. Come on out, buddy. Don't be bashful, says Kendrick. Tajiri's music hits, and we're reminded that weeks ago, Kendrick injured the Japanese buzzsaw in his 205 Live debut. Tajiri sneaks up on Kendrick from behind as the gatekeeper turns around and is greeted with a classic ring miss of Tajiri. A small ECW chant breaks out in Seattle, which is weird, right? We go to the backstage where Dasha interviews Neville, who runs down the list of all 5 competitors for his championship, eviscerating each with his snarling, hateful speech. The dude is absolutely money right now and is delivering the best mic work of any heel in WWE. That's not hyperbole. Jack Gallagher versus Noam Dar versus Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali versus TJ Perkins by a fatal 5-way to determine the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. All 5 men Pentagon off in the middle of the ring, and lights go off just as the bell rings. For a second, I thought The Undertaker was about to make a 205 Live debut. But it proves to just be operational error. As Corey Graves jokes about the atmosphere being so electric, the lights malfunction. Ah, yes, all 5,000 still in attendance are just electric. Morrow and Austin Aries argue about whether or not this is an elimination match or not. It is an elimination match. Apparently, last man standing wins. Action's very fast to start. Noam Dar talks smack to all four of his opponents before they all group up and attack him. Exactly the kind of match the cruiserweight division needs to build up to start. Fast-paced, energetic, spot-based matches that cater to the audience's already exhausted attention span. TJP has Mustafa Ali in a go-behind waistlock. Ali was able to run towards the ropes where Alexander stands on the apron. He hopped over to charging Ali with Perkins still in suplex position and rolls Perkins over into a seated pinning position, which causes Ali to be thrown by TJP with a wicked German suplex. Yikes. That was complicated to describe. Moments later, Mustafa Ali charges Jack Gallagher in the ring. Gentleman back body drops Ali to the outside on top of the other three opponents. All four on the outside now, with Jack Gallagher getting bad ideas inside the ring. From seemingly out of nowhere, Jack produces William III, the Umbrella, which is apparently... Yep. Jack gets to the top rope as his four opponents get to their feet outside the ring and off jumps Jack with an umbrella in hand. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious cruiserweight. Seriously though, Gallagher actually does float with a umbrella in hand. It's incredibly dangerous, yes, but he's not no Mary Poppins. But my God, it's something to behold. Noam Dar is first up, and he and Gallagher go toe to toe. Dar gets the upper hand while taunting the audience, kissing his wrist. Cedric Alexander sneaks up from behind for a vicious lumbar check to get to 1, 2, 3. So Noam Dar is eliminated. The match is really focusing on Alexander now, who I still feel is the most potential out of anyone in the division when it comes to success outside the division. Cedric gets a near two with a majestic standing Spanish fly to Ali. Perkins attacks him from behind and gets a springboard roundhouse for his trouble. Morrow says Perkins gets his clock cleaned. Aries says, his what, Morrow? We truly do not deserve Austin Aries. Cedric continues his hot streak with a running kick to Gallagher, who stands outside the ring while Alexander is on side apron. Cedric is at the top rope with his sights set on TJP, but Noam Dar, from out of nowhere, breaks Cedric's balance and sends him crashing split-legged on the turnbuckle. Well, he was eliminated. Come back. And TJP takes advantage, detonates a kick from Perkins to Cedric Alexander, and Alexander is eliminated. Then Graves had Gallagher moving around gingerly, no pun intended. Gallagher gets TJP up at an electric chair position, and Mustafa Ali takes advantage with a flying crossbody. Ali pins Perkins at 1, 2, no, kick out. Ali gets the top rope. Gallagher in position to take the inverted 450. Ali jumps and Gentleman Jack rolls out of the way. TJP again takes advantage and locks in the cross arm breaker. Ali taps without hesitation. Well, Ali is eliminated. And we're down to Gallagher and Perkins. TJP focusing on the hurting leg of the Englishman. Within moments, Perkins locks in a knee bar. Gallagher shows impressive endurance by holding on and getting to the rope. The knee bar was established as a devastating submission throughout the CWC and beyond, but recently opponents have been allowed to escape and survive what was once a surefire match ender. Interesting. Perkins delivers a destination kick to Gallagher, who groggily bounced off the ropes and instinctively delivers a vicious headbutt before falling limp onto Perkins. A close 3 count, but the match continues while the crowd chants, "This is awesome." The crowd is now somewhere near 4 hours of wrestling. So this is a small feat. Jack sends another headbutt into Perkins, who falls into the corner. Jack angles himself across the ring, runs and delivers a high drop kick to the corner to Perkins. The crowd with a big pop. Gallagher pins Perkins for the 1, 2, and 3. And number 1 contender is Gallagher. The best match that we've seen so far, 205 Live. One and you should watch, certainly. This one really showcased the work rate that separates these guys from the rest of the roster, and it made the entire show and highlights how they're forced to do these with less more. Gallagher's desperation headbutts are becoming a staple of his matches and symbolize so much about the stories these guys try to tell week in and week out on the Purple brand. Gentleman Jack versus Neville is going to be a fantastic wrestling match. I'm also quite excited for the promos that will follow. There's a solid amount of time between here and Fastlane for them to get to tell a real narrative beyond quirky Englishman versus angry Englishman. The champion's music hits as Jack celebrates. Neville comes out and raises his title as 205 Live goes off the air. So that's it for 205. So, are you excited for Neville versus Gallagher? Did the right guy win the 5-way? Does Grand Metalik debuting next week register any semblance of excitement to you? The dark main event after 205 Live in Seattle saw Dean Ambrose retain the Intercontinental title over Miz. SmackDown General Manager Daniel Bryan was a special guest referee, indicating that Talking Smack was pre-recorded. The match saw Maurice get ejected due to interference, allowing Ambrose to hit Dirty Deeds on the Miz for the win. And show you some pictures from the match. Mostly Daniel Bryan and his referee thing. Well, that's it for my video. See you on another video. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.